Good morning and welcome to another great edition of Younger Life. I'm Rick Federici.
And I'm Mary Anthony.
So, happy Monday.
I know, right?
Woo!
It's a beautiful day. It was a beautiful weekend. I listened to you and Sanders on the way in, cracking up. You're wound for sound today.
You know what? I
love it.
I will tell you this. I have been pulling a Rick Federici stuff with our Team Federici, Team WIMS, Team WHFB crew with the Great Lakes Grand Prix. For those of you watching us on YouTube, for those of us listening online, we did a Great Lakes Grand Prix race, the 8th annual. We did the Great Lakes Boat Parade. We did the Taste of Michigan City. And that's only a sample on both radio stations with all kinds of events intertwined at both radio stations.
So you're running on zero right now.
I love it.
But that's okay.
As Jackson B would say, I'm running on empty, but I feel good.
there you go.
I feel good. How was your weekend? Great?
We had a great weekend. We didn't do that much stuff. It was just a nice weekend. We had, nieces and nephews over.
Of course.
Like we always do, never wake up with just a couple kids in the house ever. But it's nice. We love it. So we did that, and we actually had a cookout at my parents', swam and stuff. And then the kids stayed for I know it's not the end of summer, but end of summer break. Slumber party, camp out at
Wait, did you and your husband get a little of alone time?
We had a baby with us, and I didn't want to leave her. The baby that, we call her an honorary niece because she stays with us. And occasionally, and we didn't want to leave. She's too little to leave overnight somewhere else. So she came home with us. She hung out with us. But still to have one in the house seemed strange and quiet.
Yeah.
We got up the next day and laughed about.
You said, well, there's no noise in my home.
She's one. She's almost 1.5. So she's in that stage where she's in everything. And so when we got up the next morning before we went to go get all the rest of the kids, she's in everything. And I'm laughing saying, I didn't realize how far away we've come from that without realizing it. My youngest is 4. So it seems like he was just 1, but to see her in everything, to dig in these drawers, you think, what are you looking for? You're going to find a paperclip or a marble or something you can't have. What are you doing? And she's just looking around. It was so cute.
Awesome.
It was fun. It was a great weekend. We got a jump start on school stuff.
Good.
We tackled the supplies.
I was going to say that's a hard one.
Well, we have to break it into sections. We did the supplies. That's done. Check. And now we're doing, and everybody goes with the list. And the bigger kids are big enough now to say, here's your list. You go look, and then you bring back and I pay. That's what we do.
I'll look at what you brought back,
prior to paying.
Yes.
And then we started the school clothes and shoes, and we're not done there, but we're getting there slowly but surely, and so when new clothes come in, I say it's time to weed out. Let's pull back out, go through your closets, and our good friends at Goodwill love when
they love you.
I know.
By the way, thanks to LaPorte Hospital for being a great sponsor of Younger Life Live. Mary Anthony, Rick Federici, YouTube.com. You could watch it. You could scope those out. You could hear it on the dial, free tune-in radio app. So we've got some great guests who, by the way, coincidentally, saw Rick Federici in the team
hanging out with you this weekend.
So please, you guys, introduce yourself as we are live and on camera. Ladies, it's your turn. Go for it.
I'm Liz Sawaya, and I'm with the LaPorte Hospital Foundation and Healthcare Foundation of LaPorte. So
she's up. These two are up for best smiles.
Oh, I know.
I mean, it's like they're smiling.
An award. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I was so excited, so excited to meet them in person. So I know, especially Liz. I've talked to Liz numerous times and emailed back and forth, but I never got to meet her. So that was nice,
And
Kim Ramsey. I'm a key account manager with Showman Supplies by day, and in the my free time, I'm the 2016 chairperson for the Tour de LaPorte.
Yeah.
Awesome. We've been dying to get you in here because we've talked about the Tour de LaPorte so many times. It's come up, honestly, the show began in January and it's come up numerous times because last year, Rick was posed a challenge like with 2 weeks to spare to
literally
do it. So he trained and began doing that. Short notice. So
you rocked it though last year.
He did.
Thank you for saying that.
You did a great job.
I was really proud of myself. Brendan Scott from LaPorte Hospital and several folks there kind of gave me the high five. And really, I got to be honest with you, I look up to him because he's one of those young dudes that loves the cycling. I didn't realize the sport of, and then tying that into another one of our great partners here on Younger Life Live, and also WIMS and WHFB, the bike stop.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I know we'll talk about all this in the next hour, but they are actually out there, a true supporter.
Yeah.
And we've had them in here many times.
Yeah, we have. They're
And
awesome.
We did a bike ride with them and Brendan recently, which I can't wait. I think we're going to do another
Not
one
even
soon.
recently. It seemed like it's been quite a while ago. It was freezing cold and terrible. Like, it was so cold.
Ladies, I can handle that
The
kind of
ride
weather.
was nice. I mean, we had a nice time, and once we were riding, it was fine, but we almost canceled because it was misty and freezing cold. It was an ugly day, but we did it anyways, and it was fun, and you never know what you're going to get.
Brendan's pretty good at recruiting people for those bike
Oh.
rides.
Yeah.
Liz and I were just talking about the fact that we need to dust our bikes off because Brendan has since asked us also. So
Fantastic.
yeah.
And I know you know this, Mary, too. And ladies, I know we all know this because my wife, he really turned me on to cycling. Now, all of us in this room, and I have to go around. You have ridden your bike since you were a little girl,
Oh,
correct?
yeah.
Same with you, ladies, correct?
Yes.
So one of the things that I said is I love my bike. I always had, the coolest little bikes, whether it was a Schwinn or a BMX, but I always rode. But this is true for me personally. This was true riding in a whole different style because it was, and I'm going to say this with the utmost respect to all people out there with bikes, and I put it in quotes, a real bike, where the gears, the equipment, how you approached it really mattered. So I didn't think I was going to be able to do it, but then when he put me up to the challenge, and I kind of was like, it took about a year because he asked me the year before, because everybody in this room knows that our radio side of this show with WIMS and WHFB, we broadcast the Tour de La Porte, especially on the Saturdays. We start those first 3 races, which I absolutely love. But throwing the mix into riding last year with the real equipment, I trained for how many weeks, Mary?
Only 2.
Leading up to it. So I started out with 5 miles the first few days.
And he jumped into the 25. I mean, it's a big
There's
deal.
nothing
That's
there,
why,
ladies.
give credit where credit's due, right? I mean, that's a big deal. I do ride my bike, but I ride I ride very infrequently. I don't ride anything crazy long. I've just go because it's fun. I have a big store bike that's a little mountain bike, and I liked it because I was like, oh, that one looks cool, and I like its color. That's all I put into it. Years ago,
We're
my
honest
husband and I,
here.
that's how we picked our bikes. It's true. So I can definitely attest to the equipment. When I ride my normal bike at home, I like it. It's fine. I might have a sore booty if we ride, but nothing major. Just I rode a bike from the bike stop. They brought me one when we rode our little ride in the freezing cold. It was only 10 miles. And it was, she said, I just brought this bike for you. I thought you might want to just try it. I loved it. I still debate whether or not just to buy it. I want it, but then I think, do I ride often enough? I don't, but maybe I would.
Jeremy, are you listening?
He
honey?
keeps saying, just go get it, especially if you're going to do the Tour de La Porte. Go get it. Because my bike's a lot heavier and it will be a lot harder. So, anyways, it can definitely attest to the difference there. But I think it's such a cool idea. So we've talked about the Tour de La Porte many, many times. And, honestly, I've done the 5K numerous times too. I worked at the hospital for a long time, and it was a fun event because the atmosphere is fun. It was a good time. But can you tell us really what it is? Like, what is the point of the Tour de La Porte?
Sure. So the Tour de La Porte is a 3-day event. It's a running, biking event, and it starts on Friday, August 19th, and it's through Sunday. So the first day is just a packet pickup. So everyone the participants can come pick up their packets. Mm-hmm. We also do a 5K trail run, which is always fun too. And then the Rotary Club of La Porte sponsors a spaghetti dinner. So you can come out, enjoy a delicious spaghetti dinner with your family, pick up your packet. And then Saturday, things really kick off bright and early in the morning with the packet pickup registration. So you can register the day of the event.
Okay.
Registration starts at 5:30.
Wow.
And you can, yes, wow.
Really early.
But then you can register for each one of the various distances 30 minutes before the event starts.
Oh.
So for the half marathon, it starts at 6:30 in the morning. And then the 10K kicks off about 7:15. We also have a 5K distance that starts at A. And because we want it to be a community event, we want families and kids to come out. We also do a mini 5K. So kids that are between the ages of 4 to 8 can participate in that. And that's at 9 o'clock in the morning. So
How neat.
I'll tell you what's neat about this is when we kick it off, I'm usually in what I call the Cool Maria convertible. You ladies know you've seen it. So we start out at the 1, we go up to the lodge area where everybody's registered. I'm telling you, so many people, they're in such good moods. And a lot of people there, you really get, and I know you ladies know this, and obviously you being involved with it too, Mary, it goes right to your heart. It goes right to your soul because so many people are doing it for loved ones. I originally threw it out there. My sister died of leukemia at age 6. And a lot of us that have been affected, all of us in some fashion or form are affected by cancer on any level, whether it's breast cancer, whether it's just whatever it may be, but are doing it from the heart. But these stories, these families, year after year.
Well, I think that's a great point because I don't think everybody knows it's a fundraiser, but I don't think that everybody knows that it's for cancer.
Absolutely.
So could you tell us a little bit about that aspect of it?
Well, all of the money raised goes directly towards the Cancer Patient Fund of LaPorte Hospital Foundation. So all of the overhead, any staff time that goes into it, that's all covered by the organization, not by the funds raised. And there are so many volunteers like Kim, other people from our community that really get engaged and involved and help with the planning. So all of the funds can be used for that. And the way it is, there's 2 different kind of directions that we go. So one is we work with the wellness outreach team of LaPorte Hospital and do screenings all year, all over the place. So you'll see the mobile unit. We call it Moby at our office.
Yeah, little Moby.
You'll see Moby out there. They go different locations and they set up and they do all sorts of screenings, from skin cancer screening, breast cancer screening, all sorts. So we fund those completely free. Anyone in the community that is welcome to stop by. If an organization wants to host it at their environment, lots of times you'll see it in front of Cablin's or in front of Owls, just in front of different locations. They can call and request to have something set up to do screenings. The other is we work with direct care for patients with cancer. So their social worker, their nurse team, whoever it may be, recognizes that there's a financial need going on with someone that's actually struggling and battling their cancer, and they'll reach out to us to see what we can do to help. And it's just stories that you shouldn't have to hear because, oftentimes when you get to a certain point in your illness, you're not able to work anymore. And so sometimes insurance falls through, and sometimes it's just the income coming in. So you hear things about people who just can't literally drive to their appointment because they can't put gas in their car. Well, gas shouldn't be something that stops you from taking care of getting your treatment. And so we'll assist with that, with getting that. We had a woman that couldn't get there because she had no way to take care of her children. So she had a young child, the others were in school, but she had a young child at home and she had treatments 3 times a week, but no one to care for her children. And so we were able to work with a community provider for daycare and work out something so that we could pay. And sometimes you'll even do those things and find other people in the community that just want to partner and will say, absolutely, bring the kid, tell me when are the actual treatments, and we'll take care of it. So all sorts of stories like that, but that's how the funds are used. So last year we raised about $75,000, and all of it goes to support people battling cancer or efforts to really be preventative. Screenings are so important because a screening's not going to stop cancer, but it's going to let you know you have it so that you can go and attack it
the sooner,
earlier.
Absolutely.
The sooner the better.
The sooner you find something out, you can't fix what you don't know.
Absolutely.
And
people, sometimes they don't like to go to the doctor and they don't want those annual appointments, but it's so important that we do those things. And so the screenings really kind of take away any of that. Well, I don't have insurance. Well, I don't want to call and make an appointment. It's at least a step in the right direction.
Well, we have chatted about the screenings several times. We have, through the years, with live broadcasts and events, whether it's the Women's Expo put on by LaPorte Hospital or just the general heart carts and different things like that, we've got some unbelievable stories. And I actually did some of the stuff live through the years where they actually performed, and I say performed, but had done some stuff on me. And I will tell you, it's really great stuff. And I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if you're a young 20-something or you're in my age group of that mid to late 40s, almost 50, or you're wiser in years. These things really could save your life.
It's an amazing tool. It's an amazing tool to use. We have to be our own advocate, that's for sure. So, you can't fix something until you know something's wrong. But having it checked out is fabulous. So we're always talking about the screenings. Whenever we get a notice that there's going to be one, we push it. I think that's wonderful, and I think that's such a great aspect. I don't think everybody realizes that 100% of the funds raised for Tour de LaPorte go for these purposes. That is incredible and such an asset to our entire community. I don't think people realize that. And it is a fun event and it's a great time. And we know there's fundraisers for everything, but it's important to acknowledge specifically why this one is so important. And I think that it's part of the reason it's so successful. People are, they're very involved with that because cancer in some shape, form, or fashion touches everyone's lives.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's pretty incredible. Can you tell us kind of the basics of when it is? Can we do that again on the dates? Yeah. I know you told us what was going on, but if we can say the dates and where someone could even go if they're interested in registering now.
Yeah. So again, the dates for the Tour de LaPorte begins on Friday, August 19th, and it goes through Sunday, August 21st. The Friday event is a trail run, a 5K trail run.
That's so cool.
Saturday's events are the running events, and then Sunday we have the various distances for the biking event. So you can register the day of the event. You can register. Registration starts at 5:30. You can register up to 30 minutes before your event starts. But rather than rushing around that day, you can just come and enjoy yourself. You can register early. So you can go to the Tour de LaPorte site, and then you can register online for the events.
And we totally encourage everyone to do that because it's really busy that morning. There's lots of people there, and you can save $5 if you register in advance.
Very good point.
Can I throw this out there too? Those that cycle and those that are a part of these different events proudly wear, especially for this one. I could say this in Indiana. You could play first off, you could play the state license plate game in your parking lot, and you meet so many neat people. We all know that from different states and surrounding areas. But the actual shirts that you get to get as a participant are just beautiful, and a lot of people wear those with a lot of pride. I do when I ride. In fact, it's funny because Brendan's seen a few of my pictures through the last several months. He goes, "Dude, you have another shirt?" I'm like, "Dude, I love my Tour de LaPorte shirt that I actually got as a participant."
Yeah, they are great, and they're not guaranteed on site because really on site it's as long as your size is here, you get it. But otherwise, we're out, at the event, so you want to sign up in advance to get them. They're always really fun shirts. This year, they're a real bright, like hello green.
Are they?
Awesome. What was that? Hold on, Liz. What was that? A what green?
I know. I don't know the technical term, so we're going to go with hello green. Just keep you safe on the road. You cannot miss folks wearing these shirts. And the back is just full of all of the fantastic sponsors that really make the event possible. So we're going to give big props to them as well. And another option, too, for serious cyclists, because I know you came and you were like sporting some cycling
I sure
gear.
was.
You looked very serious. As soon as you throw a jersey on a cyclist, I don't care if it's your first time on a bike, you look serious.
Yes.
You look very official.
And so we have
Thank you, ladies.
we have awesome jerseys this year. I'm really, really excited about the jersey this year because it's, again, the hello green, but it's the courthouse. So it's got this very graphic, cool design of the courthouse. So I think it's just really fun for locals because it's such an iconic LaPorte, but it's also cool for folks coming in and visiting because it's bringing back a little bit of where you were, wherever you take that jersey. So we're really excited about those as well. And they're also available online at tourdelaporte.org. And they are $70 for, which is a little bit more pricey than maybe what you would buy elsewhere. But again, all of the proceeds of that go directly to the Cancer Patient Fund. And
Sign me up.
Yeah.
I'm curious, who designs them?
It's really rotated.
Oh, it does.
Through.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
Brendan actually designed several of our jerseys. Last year we did the last 2 years, not this year, not counting, but 14 and 15 we did contests. So people submitted jerseys, and then this year our designer Deb Handel came up with a few ideas, and it was just really
very,
great.
very neat. Yeah. How many years has the Tour de LaPorte been going on?
So the tour started in 2002, and at that time it was just a biking event. And so Liz has a really great backstory about how it started. And again, it's a community event, and we're able to do this event because of all of the great people who have volunteered over the years. As the chairperson, I look back and, they really set the foundation for it being that signature event in LaPorte where, families and experienced bikers and runners really want to come out and participate. So
I want to hear that backstory.
I do too.
there.
I've been
Like,
very
okay,
curious to
there-
know.
Great setup there.
Yeah.
Woo.
I was very curious to know if that was one of the major questions I had is if it's always been the walking and running component as well as the cycling component, or which started first and how it
Sure.
evolved to where it is
Sure,
today. because
exactly.
Yeah, well, it's
so-
definitely grown over the last, this will be our year 15. So it's really grown. It started, we always call him like the godfather of the Tour de La Porte, Larry Knoll.
Okay.
So he was a serious cyclist. He still rides, but he was a serious cyclist, and he was from La Porte. He actually graduated with Maria Fruth, is the CEO of La Porte Hospital
Hi,
Foundation.
Maria. We
And-
love you.
we love Maria.
We've had her on before. We love her.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's wonderful.
She did not graduate locally here. She's from Brazil. But her husband was also a native of La Porte, and he and Larry graduated high school together, and so we're friends. And so Larry would go for bike rides, and she said that he started to wear a path in her yard because he'd come into the backyard and hang out, and every time he'd say, we need to do something here in La Porte where the funds stay here, because he would ride on all of these rides nationally, and most of them are fundraisers, and they'd go to wonderful causes, but he said it would be awesome if the money would stay here. So after he said it a few times, Maria really started thinking about it, and the wheels started going, and they came up with this event. So it was just a cycling event at the time, and she thought he was crazy. They all thought, the whole committee thought he was crazy because he was like 100 miles.
Yeah, that's
What? Right? Like, oh, you've got to be kidding. But they went for it. And obviously 15 years later, it was a great idea. But they started with a couple of hundred people for that first year, and it was all cycling. And then it just really morphed. So year
Wow.
number 5, they introduced a walking, running component, which was a 5-mile fun walk. And at the time it started at Kessling. So they'd go from Kessling down the cornfields to Lure Park and back. And then on year 7 was, I think, the committee just kind of kept changing over, and you bring new people with new interest, and they said, we really need, let's see what we can do to incorporate more running. And so we turned it into a 5K run, and people started
Wow.
coming. We turned it into a timed event. We work with a local timer, T&H Timing.
Love those guys.
They are wonderful.
They're so
Extra
wonderful.
Mile out of Valparaiso. They are, Todd and Heather are fantastic, and we've worked with them since the beginning. And then we continue to grow. And Kim was saying, we think, I'm trying to recall the year, and I just can't remember if it was 2010 or perhaps 2011, but we incorporated 2 more events.
Yeah. 2011 was the year that I participated in the Tour de La Porte, and I completed my first half marathon.
That's incredible.
It is. So, to kind of look back and to think of, why I'm passionate about the event, it's one of the many reasons. So because we have the event here, again, like you said, with all the proceeds going to cancer, staying local within our community, it was just a really simple choice that would be the location for it.
Doesn't that make you feel good? That's what we preach here at Younger Life Live, brought to you by the La Porte Hospital. We focus on that, whether it's eating, whether it's trying something a little different. And we're very blunt and honest here, Mary and I. We are parents. We work our butts off.
We're real people. So.
We are real people, middle class, real people. And we tell it like it is, whether it's like, hey guys, we work 7 days a week and this is what's going on in our world. But we always try to spin it. So how did that make you feel, and how did you get into your
I'm
training?
curious how you trained
Yeah.
that. Did you run it?
That's a very funny, interesting question.
Yeah. I think that's incredible.
Yeah. So the joke is that I was never really an athlete. And so, but I think we all have that inner athlete inside of us. And so I had a good friend, and she was a runner. And so we would go out together, and I would do the fundraiser 5Ks. And, I felt
you would run them?
Yeah. I would do a little run walk in the
Okay,
beginning,
okay.
but, as I started to
Like,
really.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's me. Run, jog,
it-
and then walk.
Sure. Again, it may be a 5K run, but I encourage anyone to get out there and just be active. So
Right.
I started doing that. And then she was part of a group that was running as a fundraiser for the Chicago Marathon. And she said, you should come out, and, we're running a 10K today. And so never running anything more than a 5K. I went out with her, and I got sucked in pretty hard.
Really?
So then I decided I was going to run the Chicago Marathon myself.
Get out of here.
So I did, and
Wow.
that was part of the training schedule, was the half marathon. And again, I figured, why not get out there with a group of people?
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful route.
Yeah.
It's very gorgeous that time of year. And so that was it. And that was the year that I ran the half marathon, and I also ran the Chicago Marathon.
That
and
is
finished.
incredible.
So, yeah.
Bravo.
What is a half marathon, and what is the Chicago Marathon, was a part of that in Chicago radio and TV for years as we would cover it and, obviously be part of it. That's 20 plus miles.
It is. So the half marathon is 13.1 miles.
Wow.
And I don't advocate for anyone to just go out and decide that they're going to run a half marathon. It does require some training, a little more than 2 weeks, like Rick did with his
Thank you,
biking. I'm very proud of you. But again, we do encourage you working up to those distances. And then again, the training session for the Chicago Marathon then ended in a 26.2 run, which was, again, one of those accomplishments that you look back and say, I did it and I'm proud of myself. But again, it's just encouraging people to be active, to get out and to move and to walk, run, bike, whatever it is.
Find something.
Yeah,
There's
find
so many
something
different
that
ways
you
we can-
enjoy that, can become a way of life.
Yeah.
So to get yourself moving and active.
Do you still find value in do you still enjoy running or walk running?
Yeah, so I do. I enjoy running, but I've started to ride my bike more. So I enjoy just, on the weekends hopping on my bike, going for a 5-6 mile bike ride. We spend so much time in our cars during the week that, if I can ride my bike to the grocery store, I do. And, obviously small packages.
Do you have a little bell?
I do. I have a bell.
I knew I could just feel it. Bling, bling.
The bike was the bike was the first thing, but I'm like, you have to have a bell.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
if you're riding past people, you have to ring the bell. You got to let them know you're there.
Yeah.
Liz, what, on the staying younger, longer kind of attitude, obviously you're very fit. You participate, obviously, do you work out and do you have like a regimen that you kind of do or what is your groove?
I don't. I need to do more.
I was going to say you're a very fit young
Yes.
lady.
Well, I'm going to thank my husband for that. A couple of years ago, it's been about 3 years ago, my husband decided that it was time to get healthier. We had a little one who was, starting to move around a lot more. And when we would take videos, my husband would hear himself breathing in the background. And he thought, oh my goodness, what happened to me? And so now we look back at pictures of him and we don't even recognize him because he lost almost 100 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
Gosh,
And it
there's
just-
another younger
Yeah.
life story. This is awesome.
I mean,
Wow.
he's amazing. He has diabetes that runs in his family, and he just thought, I don't want to be this person. So I need to get in control of it. And so it did. It started very small. And that's what I love about the tour. There are options to do 5 miles. There's an option to walk the 5K. So we started with just walking because every time before that he'd decide he wanted to get fit, he would hurt himself because he would go too strong thinking that he's this 20-year-old, 100
We
and
all
something
do.
pounds, right? We forget our age and what our body is going through with the weight that we've put on it. And so he started walking. And that was it until he could do more. And so the biggest thing that we've done at our house is just change what's in it for food.
Yeah.
I won't say that we're clean eaters all of the time. I had an elephant ear at PGI Fireworks last night. But everything is just about, making good decisions and just having a really good balance. And so, I thank him all of the time because really, it's not even purposeful decisions. The options are just different in the house. And so it's really great because those are things now that my kids will just grow up thinking is healthy. And that's not always the way that you grow up. And so from that, we've become more healthy and more active. And so we go out for family walks a lot. And Kim and I were talking before we started the Fitness Friday in LaPorte on Fridays.
Absolutely.
It's
Ma'am,
fabulous.
Milo is wonderful.
It's fantastic. And my husband and I have a 4-year-old as well. They go out and run. And so one time I was able to get there with my daughter, who's just a little over a year, and walk with her. We ran into Kim and she was like, I didn't know that was your husband and son, because they like to come out and my son calls
We
it
would
his
see him every
race.
Friday, and it
That's
was
so
so cute.
neat.
I'm like, look at that little guy.
So
I'm like, I think he
cute.
just passed me.
That's so neat,
So
honestly.
just growing up with doing healthier activities and having those be the fun things, I think has been really important. And so just doing that has made me want to be healthier and do healthier things so that that's what my kids see too.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's so important.
We all, I think, are on the same level. Being more active, trying whether it's walking, running, biking,
Anything.
a combination of all that is true
It is,
exercising.
yeah.
I'm just curious from a food standpoint because it's tough because
It is.
we will say everything in moderation, right? So this past weekend, I have not, eaten very specific things. I'll go for a yogurt with, granola in it before I go for ice cream or whatever. But like this weekend being with family and friends, it's like, okay, everybody.
One of all of it. No, I'm kidding.
Well, but we were crazy
You do.
busy. But, we had a little bit of ice cream here. Or, everybody's like, okay, we're having this food. We had salads going. We had all kinds of great stuff. But we also had pizza there. So if I wanted one piece of pizza, or 3 in my case, but there were little pieces. What do you guys do differently? Have you guys, so you have tweaked your food?
Right.
Is it the portions? Is it what you're eating? Is it all the above?
Yes.
And again, with the prefacing, you're not changing everything,
No.
but you're just watching it.
Yeah, it's both. I mean, it's definitely portions, but really it's just kind of more what you choose to put in. And really, the more that we have done it, the better we've gotten at it. Because at first, you miss some of those flavors, and like the healthy food just doesn't taste as good. But really, it can if you do it well. And so the more you get accustomed to what seasonings go good with what, and that's all my husband. I'm horrible in the kitchen. So he's really kind of we just said, if we're gonna do this, you're gonna have to embrace it, and he has. And so it's really good. And so my kids like that stuff. And we do the homemade popsicles at home, but ours are all like Greek yogurt with like protein powder and like
Look at
fruits.
you, I love it.
And so, but like my son's like, oh, ice cream, and like his face is just as filled with joy as mine would be if I had a blizzard. But
Rock on.
See, that's nice.
You
That's
made
really
for us.
nice.
What did you make that one time?
I made some healthy option.
They were
I'd seen a
awesome.
recipe for all these different kinds of healthy sorts of popsicles, and it was actually a Weight Watchers. I was in line at the grocery store, and there was a Weight Watchers magazine, and it said on there something about healthy option popsicles. So I'm just flipping through it, and they looked so good. I bought the magazine and made them, and we tried all.
She's awesome.
There were 6 different kinds, and we tried them all, and they absolutely. And a lot more of a pain occasionally, so you would get used to that.
Yes, it's
but,
planning.
It's the planning, and in every little aspect we've talked to numerous chefs and dietitians, and it really is. You don't have to cut everything out, but I think the healthier you go, the healthier your body. The more your body responds to wanting that healthy stuff. I definitely think that's true. But consistently we found out from people that have been really successful, and it is honestly about the planning.
Yeah.
The planning is you have to get on board and plan those things, because, when you're running around crazy, it's easier to say, now we have no time. I need to buzz through fast food or something like that for dinner that you would normally not really want to go for, So I think the planning aspect is really key. I mean, I think that's right. The popsicles, once I bought all the stuff and made them, they were very good.
Delicious.
And I thought it's just a matter of getting in that habit, I think, is the biggest hurdle.
And we've been trying to do more of that at the event too. I mean, we partner with Al's Food Grocery Store, so Lakeshore Foods, and they're amazing supporters of the event. I mean, starting the Saturday before the event, all the way through the event, all of their cashiers are even going to be wearing the Tour de La Porte shirts and asking for donations there. But they have really kind of looked at the menu, and not to say everything that we have. I mean, they make these really great Tour de La Porte decorated cakes and some other things, but they bring a lot of healthy options there for the Saturday post run and for all day Sunday with the cyclist. And we have a little spread, not much on Friday night because there is the Rotary Dinner spaghetti there, but they just do a really great job of bringing fresh and healthy produce options, like produce and just really good berries.
It's not just a little bit too. There's tables of it, which we love, and
which is incredible, right? I'm curious, have you ever participated in, Liz? I know Kim obviously tackled it like crazy. That sounds amazing. What
No, unfortunately, not unfortunately. I love what I do, but unfortunately I haven't been able to do it as a participant. So I make my friend, I'll make people that I know will be really honest with me too, that are my friends' family, be like, okay, so what can we do differently?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
what did you like?
On both aspects. Yeah.
That's the stuff that you catch. We always encourage the committee, try to get out there and do it, because that's when you catch what could we have done a little bit differently to make it a little bit better.
Well, and one of the other things too to throw out there are the SAG stops during the cycling events. Now, Al's Barney's is a big partner of Gerard Media LLC, and Andrew Nagel comes in here every Wednesday. We always talk about the healthy side of life, the produce to the cuts of meats to the different healthier options, and then some. But he's out there every year, and my gosh, they literally have, some years there's 30, 40 people that are participating on different levels. But it is so neat to see the spin on when you walk around the corner. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like a smorgasbord of healthy stuff, bananas, apples, great stuff. Healthy stuff to eat beforehand. I wanted to ask you too, because we had someone asking on an instant text about, can they donate? They won't be able to attend, but can they donate to the Tour de La Porte. Can you throw out that information? Is that up on the website?
Absolutely. So you can go to the website and you can make a donation if you cannot attend or can't participate that day. You can also still sponsor. We are beyond the timeline for the sponsorships being printed on the jerseys or
certainly.
the t-shirts. But again, we welcome any sponsorships. We can still add those to our website. Donations can be made at the tour website. So yeah, please do if you feel that you want to make a donation. We would love that. Or if you have some time over the weekend, we're always looking for volunteers. As a volunteer last year and the chairperson this year, it is a fun event. I mean, you don't look back and be like, wow, where did my day go? It is so much fun. It's fast paced and you just get to watch all the participants coming through and they're proud of themselves for what they've just done. So we want people there cheering them on, encouraging them to come back year after year.
We all know in this room, you go from one family to the next family. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can use like 6 reporters out here because you're like, get that family, there's 16. Get that family, there's 30. Look at this
That's
group,
so
look at
neat.
these people. There's 15 or there's 2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you get a nice smattering.
That's so neat.
Now you participated in it, but
I've done the
it as well.
5K, and my kids actually done it with me. And it's funny. They're all very much better than I am at running and stuff.
But remember, they get it from you and Jeremy.
So we begin, and I was pushing a stroller, and the rest wanted to kind of take off a little. I said, okay, I mean, as long as you're not going crazy far, I need to know where you're at. But my oldest would be in the lead. Say, go ahead, just don't pass Lauren, so that way everybody kind of, we knew they were sandwiched between somewhere. And they loved it.
Yeah.
They loved it, and they had a great time. And I think it is a good example of this is fun and this is healthy for you and a good cause.
Definitely.
So it is a blast. I've never done the trail walk one. That sounds really interesting.
Yeah, so the trail run is a 5K, and so it does start at 5 o'clock, I believe, is our start time. 5 o'clock is the trail run, and so that's a 5K loop that goes out and around and comes back. I actually was a course monitor last year for that, and it's fun.
Were you a fun
Where is that
monitor?
trail?
I was, absolutely.
It's there behind Cummings. So they start kind of at the beach. So there's
Right.
a small portion, maybe
Through
like
the
a
woods.
quarter of a mile or so, that's in the sand, running into the woods. So you run by Cummings Lodge and into the woods, and it is a trail run.
Yes.
How neat,
My
though.
husband
That's
and some
so.
friends ran it, and they said, you're jumping over roots at some parts. Some parts
Awesome.
it's like single file. I mean, it's a trail run, and
It's
people
up
love
and over
it.
a
It's
hill
really
and
fun.
loops back around.
That's
so-
beautiful,
Yeah.
though.
It's very pretty. So you run over the bridge. Yeah, it's very nice.
How neat.
Yeah. And it isn't about how fast you run the
Oh,
race
right.
either. So I know you said your kids were passing you and you're pushing a stroller.
I said, just wait
Again,
for me at the finish line. I'll
Love
catch
you.
up to you.
It's not about how fast. It's just the fact that you got up and you
That's
were
it.
willing to try and to get out there. So
It is.
That's
It
a
is a
great
lot of
point,
fun,
isn't it, though,
It
Mary?
is. It is a great point. Just do it. There were so many people. I know that's always a concern. A lot of folks have is. I'm not a runner, and I'm certainly not a runner. But I mean, people are concerned about that. I'm going to be in the back. Who cares?
Yeah.
I
Just
like
do
to be
it.
towards
Have
the back,
fun.
especially that I like to be timed. I am a little competitive with my own self,
Sure.
or my sister who
Did you notice
does
how
it
she
with
said
me.
her sister?
Yeah, my sister. We're a little
Sis.
competitive, so we love that. That's fun. I do like to do the timing, but the people that are raring to go and want to genuinely run, we let them go in front of us.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll go in the back and still be timed and still enjoy it without hindering somebody else. So those that
Absolutely.
run, I think it works out beautifully
Well,
like
that's
that.
why we love it, because it's a great event. For cycling, there's the avid component. We have over 700 cyclists that come out, but there's
Wow.
the avid component for
Incredible
people who are like really serious. You've got those 100 milers, those 60 milers, 40 milers, and those folks we encourage to come early because you need to start early.
Yes.
Because SAG support ends at 3, so get here, get early. But as the day goes on, that's when you start seeing the folks who are pushing themselves. They're learning, their families that are starting the 5 mile or maybe pulling themselves to the 15. They're doing that 25. They're starting maybe a little bit later, so they're kind of out of those like serious road cyclist way. But it's great. And then the same thing on Saturday and Friday is that if you're really pushing yourself, you have the opportunity to. And we always say runners get to the front so
Yeah.
that the folks that aren't, but
You
they
can
have a lot of
enjoy it.
people
Yeah.
doing their first half marathon, testing themselves, or
We
even doing
want,
a 5K walk.
yeah, we want people to not be intimidated
That's
by our
it.
event.
Absolutely.
There's something for everybody. So to not be intimidated. And, last year as a volunteer, I was handing out the medals for the half marathon finishers. And what is so great is that there was, a few people left out on the course, but no one left that finish line until they all came across.
That's awesome.
Because
That is
again,
awesome.
we
That's
want to
unity.
show support and say, we're proud of you for coming out, and we're proud of you, and we're going to be here when you
Yeah.
finish that line. So
I think
that is
too,
amazing.
And I think too, we could all agree with this. If there's any small, medium, or big business that's out there, you look at this, try to throw it out there. You've got plenty of time, whether it's walking or biking together, whatever it is, look at tourtelaporte.org. It's a great website. Okay. See the different events, but offer it to your staff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pay for it, knowing that 100% goes towards it, and just get people acclimated.
Team bonding.
It is so great.
Team bonding.
For
That's
bonding.
it. Yeah.
It is just beyond cool. Don't you guys agree? All of you?
Our event is very successful also because of the various levels of sponsorship, because it is a community event. So we do have companies that encourage their employees to participate. Again, it goes back to the fact that employees that are healthy, they show up for work, they're willing to work, they're ready to work. And so by promoting that you want your employees to be active and to be
Happier.
Yeah, happier. So that's all part of it.
Definitely. I think so too. You're more efficient, you're more productive when you're happy, and you get along so well with the people that you work with. We say it all the time too. You have to surround yourself with people that you enjoy being around.
Very true.
And so, in a work environment, you might not always have that, but if you could encourage as a management, if they can encourage that team bonding a little bit, I think that's a perfect way to do it. It's local, it's a fundraiser for a fabulous event in our own community, and it's fun. So.
Well, and tying to that if you invite the staffs, there may be a lot of families out there that have unique situations, single parents, maybe some of those families out there that, generally may be small or big or have one child or multiple children, can't get together and do events like this.
Yeah.
I have preached this, and this is the way I was raised in my house. We did a ton of making a difference events as young kids. There were 6 kids in our family. And then, obviously we did a bunch of stuff. So we were always out there, we all fundraising, doing stuff. This is really good for the mojo, for the heart, for the soul, to pass this on to the generation. So again, then taking those families that may be a part of these companies and everybody working together and make it a fun family day. Like you guys said, you could do so many cool,
Absolutely.
fun family things together.
Yeah, and it is a fundraiser, but what's great is because we want to encourage young children to come out with their families for the bike ride. Children that are 12 years and younger, those are free. So that 5-mile distance is a good family fun ride that they
Yeah.
can do. And then also the mini tour, the mini 5K is great for younger kids.
Absolutely. That one's a lot of fun. It's on Saturday once you get done with your route, when you get done with your walk or your run. There's kids from 4 to 8. So the younger kids are doing just a quick little 50-yard dash. The middle-aged kids are doing a 100-yard dash. And the big kids are all doing a 200-yard dash in the sand. So if they fall, nobody's getting hurt. They're having a great time. They all get
We
a
have
prize.
Band-Aids just in case.
Yeah,
Right?
I always have Band-Aids.
Right.
Someone's
They got
always gonna
some
fall.
Kid friendly flavored waters with no added, anything. And then this year they're getting fun little beach balls with the tour logo on it.
Yeah.
How neat. How neat.
Yeah, again, and it's not about, we don't have winners in that race. We have kids that come and run.
Yeah.
Because there's no loser when you're out
Everybody,
doing
I was gonna
something
say
fun.
everybody's a winner.
Yeah,
You're
it's
doing it. It's
fantastic.
just fun. I'm curious to know, do you have any idea yet how many people have already signed up currently?
Yeah, absolutely. We have over 500 as of today.
Wow.
Wow.
Which is fantastic.
Is
And the
that
last couple of weeks
all
are
together?
always, the last couple of weeks are always when it gets really kind
Yeah.
of big. So
Liz,
last
what do
year
we
had
want out
12.
there? Come on, give us a number.
What do
Give
I
me the
want out
number.
there? I'd love to have what do I
1,500.
say? I'd
Yeah.
love to
Woo! Now,
That's
is that-
going big.
is that
Kids
a
going
combo,
big.
a combo
Yeah.
of everything?
Yes,
Is that correct?
it
Yeah.
That's
is,
cool.
And combo is a great word because we have combo pricing too.
I was
So if
going to
you wanna
ask
come
you
out,
that. I
absolutely.
wanted to ask that.
Yeah.
Explain.
Oh, yes, please tell us about that a little bit.
Yeah. So to participate in all 3 of the events is $75. So there's a price break for all of the events by participating in all 3. So
And there's an award.
And there's an award
You get a
too.
fun 3-day award just for doing all 3. And there's also a combo price for the 2-day, but 3-day you get
You get an
Very
extra
cool.
special
Can I throw out a
something.
challenge to my co-host this year?
Ooh.
This will be for next. This
Ooh, Kim's excited.
I like this.
I'm nervous and Kim's excited. She's like, ooh, okay.
So the challenge is I'll get my family together if you get your family together. Maybe next year between the 3 days and the combo, we could do something creative. I'm just going to throw it out there. Potentially.
I might
Will
be
you
able to
consider
swing
it?
this week or this year.
She's going to do a Rick
I
Federighi.
might be able to swing that. So Friday is the
trail run.
the trail
Yep.
run. Saturday would be the
A 5K walk.
right.
or
I was gonna
run,
say, especially if
whatever.
I'm including everybody.
Absolutely.
I need
Look
to
at
know.
you,
I'm like,
whoa.
You're like
can I make
10K,
sure they can
maybe?
do it?
Yeah.
You
And
better
then
check.
Sunday is the biking.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
'Cause
I
Uncle
mean,
Rick will be on
so
the
I think that's
boot
great. And you
list,
said
you know?
there's a 2-day as well. Is that just a Saturday and a Sunday then?
Yeah, either one. You pick whatever you want. So it's kind of
Oh.
like an a la carte menu. You pick which event sounds
That's
great to
amazing.
you. And
Yeah. So I'll be doing the 2-day. I'm going to do the trail
You
run
are.
on Friday, and then I'm going to just do the 15-mile bike ride because
we
I
put her
need
to
to
work.
save my energy for all of the tables that we're going to be breaking
Yeah.
down and
Yeah,
putting
oh,
away at the end of the
absolutely.
event.
Yeah.
So-
but she will be there on Saturday. 'cause
I'll be
she'll
there all-
awarding
yes.
and-
Yes.
Now, you
Yes.
ladies know that I'm going to be there Saturday morning.
That's right.
Yeah.
Maria's got the convertible for Rick Federighi and the crew. So I'll be in the convertible and I go from one race and I go, ladies and gentlemen, the race is on. Then I beeline in the convertible.
That's right.
They take me across the other area. I introduce the next race and then I introduce the third. And then from that point, it's going to be great. Now,
Because
I'm
you
gonna-
go with the lead car, right? For
yes,
the
I
wall?
sure do.
That's right. That's
and
a
then
lot of fun.
after the lead car, then we do a bunch of stuff. Now, cycling is only on Sunday. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So how early can one cyclist jump aboard to start their stuff? Can like someone start it at 6
Well,
or 7?
Yeah, so if you're doing the 100-mile bike ride, we encourage that you get started around 6:30, no later than 7 because of the distance.
Sure.
And again, we don't want somebody to finish their route and come and there's nothing left at the sag
Yeah.
stops. So we do encourage you to start between 6:30 and 7 o'clock. The other distances, the 60, 40 mile, 25, those varying start
can do
times.
whatever you want, right?
Yes,
Kinda.
varying start
Okay.
times.
And
So
then what is the last time for the sag stops? You said it wraps up
Sure.
about 3?
Well, the whole event wraps up around 3, but you know the different sag stops based on where they are on the routes will close up at different times. Because
Sure.
if you're earlier in the route, there's no reason for them to stay open once all the cyclists have passed. But all of the cycling routes are online, so people can check them out. And if you're a serious rider, you can even do GPS on your phone for the routes. There's a link right on the website that you say
That's so neat.
start, and your phone will talk you through it. So in a couple of days, I'm actually meeting with the cycling committee, and they're picking up their paint to go and paint the routes.
Oh,
Nice.
So yeah,
great.
they do an awesome job out there. So this weekend, if you see anyone painting the road, please be cautious. And don't
I'm one of those guys, I got to be honest, when I did it last year, thank the Lord that I rode with Brendan, then he took off and I think did another 75.
Yes, yeah, he
Because I did
finished.
25. I'm so glad I had him with me because I needed help. Because I was
Well,
trying to focus
well,
on
and
the
you
ride.
know, like even when we did our 10 mile, we lost half our party.
So good.
We
He
took a
was so
wrong
mad at
turn.
us.
And
He's like,
calling our
guys,
phone, where'd you go?
people,
We
what's
lost
going
him.
on
It
here?
was
Well,
funny.
thankfully, thanks to those cycling committee folks and the road paint, we have not lost people. We have a really great connect the dots home kind of project.
Yeah.
So every distance gets their own color wristband.
Oh,
so when
that's
you mark
so
on
nice.
the road, you just watch for your dot, and your dot will come for confirmation to let you know, hey, there's a turn coming up, to say, hey, that was the right turn.
Okay.
If you just haven't seen a dot in a long time, a lot of times we'll just dot on the road just to let you know, yep, keep going, you're on the way. So we have thankfully had really great luck with people. Not really luck. I mean, it's not luck when you have good planning and great volunteers that go out and do it. But yeah, we've been very happy that folks have found their way pretty safely, as well as having the GPS option,
Yeah.
paper printed out options, and the route on the ground.
That's
So-
a great idea. I
if
like
someone's
that.
asking more, if you guys can elaborate, we've got a few minutes left here. Younger Life Live. Rick Federighi, Mary Anthony, brought to you by the LaPorte Hospital Foundation is our special guest. The walk. People just want to know about the walk a little bit more. So can you guys expand on that?
yeah, so Saturday morning is the 5K walk. It starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. Again, it's the same distance as the runners, but what we do is the runners are towards the front and the walkers are towards the back. But it's a 3.1 mile route, so a 5K 3.1 mile. And it's Saturday at 8 o'clock. You can register for the event the day of. We ask that you register before 7:30 or by
I'm just going to throw this
7:30.
out there. We were in Santa Monica and going to Venice Beach. From Santa Monica's pier to Venice Beach and back was easily 4 to 5 miles. And then you throw in as far as you go. I'm going to do that challenge next year. I'll do the walk on that because I don't really, as I get older and stuff, the running for me doesn't kind of work with the body. Cycling I love.
Yeah.
And some of the other stuff. So I'll have to figure this out. But that's actually good to do with here. And could they
It
bring
is. That's
wagons?
nice to do with.
Could people bring wagons if they have
Yes,
kids?
for the walk, yes. We don't encourage them for like the half marathon or the
Right.
10K.
Sure.
But the 5K, even the run, we've got people that run with strollers. And again, we just kind of do the same caution to just be really mindful of the other people on the road,
That's
because
it.
you do take up a little bit more room. And so if somebody's trying to get timed, obviously we don't want to slow them down. But absolutely, wagons, tethered. Some people, even as long as they're on leash, will bring nice, friendly animals. And
Definitely,
it's a beautiful route. I
please.
mean, it starts on Waverly Road, so you're going by the lake a couple of
So
different times.
beautiful.
A
Yeah.
good portion
It is.
of it
It's
is
very
shaded,
gorgeous.
so it's not, it's summertime, so it can be hot, but it's a really nice route for that.
Definitely. I wanted to ask right before we ended too.
Sure.
You mentioned, breaking down tables and stuff at the end. If a group is interested in volunteering or any volunteers are interested individually, do they contact the foundation or do they contact you, Kim? How does that work?
So they would contact the foundation.
Okay.
Liz has a wonderful volunteer sign-up
Okay.
sheet that she can add them to. Again, it's a 3-day event, so we always have room for volunteers. Sunday is generally the day where we've pretty much exhausted all of our volunteers
Right.
for the whole weekend. So Sunday is where you really kind of break everything
need the
down.
help.
You need
Yes.
that extra,
Need some muscle
extra
that's not
muscle
worn out.
and power. So so anyone that's interested in volunteering can contact Liz at the foundation office.
We've got a lot of great opportunities. And I'll tell you, Kim said it's a fun event, and it is. And you know that because of how many people say, your volunteers are so friendly. Your volunteers are so nice. Volunteers are not super friendly and super nice when they're not having a good time.
That's right. That's right.
So,
That's
like,
true.
they're just like, hey. So the fact that our volunteers are just trying to shove yummy food down people's mouths at the SAG stop because they just want to be, so social and so welcoming to people. And they just really cheer people on along the way.
Yeah.
We've got some live music at different locations, which we're super excited about on the running route, as well as at some of the SAG stops. We've got
That's
live.
nice.
So, I mean, it's just it's a fun, kind of a party weekend, really. Hopefully the participants.
But very healthy style.
It is.
But absolutely.
Yeah. It's
Right.
healthy,
It's
it's
perfect.
active. It's just, it's a great community event.
Now,
and
now,
we
if
love
somebody's
it.
specifically interested in helping the cleanup aspect at the end, I mean, so they wouldn't really be at the SAG stops, right? They'd be more at
Sure,
the
at
lodge
Cummings
itself.
Lodge.
Cummings Lodge, yes,
Okay.
would be where we would kind of just coordinate all the volunteers to break everything
I see.
down and load it in the truck. So
Okay.
And I want to throw this out there from a standpoint, because a lot of us do this, including us. A great place to stay, and you could walk from your hotel to
Yeah.
the actual thing, is the Best Western Plus, the hotel and conference
Super
center,
close.
right there at 444
Close,
Pine Lake
yeah.
Avenue. It is so close. It's right there. And also just stay for the weekend and have a
Yeah.
good time.
Absolutely. There's so much going on in LaPorte,
right.
too, that weekend. So you just
Liz,
really
would you
wanna-
mind to give out the phone number for the foundation
Yeah.
for anybody that has questions and didn't find it on here or
Sure.
interested in signing up?
Yeah, the foundation's number is 219-326-2471. And then again, you can email us at contact@tourdelaporte.org, or just go to the website, tourdelaporte.org. And there's our there's links to email us, there's our phone number, ways to register, ways to volunteer, some fun videos. I mean, you'll find all sorts of great stuff there.
Okay, so when you guys, we're going to get these two ladies to come back and do a wrap up. When all is said and done, know that we truly support it here. Younger Life Live, of course, brought to you by the LaPorte Hospital. Rick Federici, Mary Anthony, weekdays, of course, 9 to 10. You guys are awesome.
Thank you so much
So
for coming.
full of energy, and we wish everybody that is out there continued success. And all that they do is they try to stay younger longer. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
right.
So on
Thank
behalf
you.
of us all at Younger Life Live, thank you, ladies, for stopping by. I'm Rick Federici.
I'm Mary Ann.
AM 1420, WIMS, Michigan City, a Girard Media Company station.